Let's see if I can get it up here.
Give it some encouragement music, please. We don't have roadies in the budget.
The judges want to tell me not to bring something that weighs this much in the future.
Well done.
Thank you very much. So my name is Dave Walker, and I am a life coach and storyteller. And I'm going to tell you a story tonight about how I lost 100 pounds of fat. So this here weighs 100 pounds. My son, my 13-year-old son, weighs about 110 pounds. So imagine me walking around with him on me all this time. It's been 2 years now that I've kept it off. So most people, they say 90% of people trying to lose weight will bring it back on with more after, within a year. I'm at the best health I've ever been in my life. I'm going to turn 53 in January. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I did that tonight. I wrote a blog about it. My blogs are really long, so take it 20 minutes to read it. I'm going to try and say it in about 5 minutes. It's about me and how I lost it. What I'm hoping is, for you, what are you going to get out of this? I'm hoping that over the next 5 minutes that the things that I did, everything I did was basically, I begged, borrowed, and stole all these ideas from everybody else. So as I go through this, if anybody wants to beg, borrow, or steal anything for themselves, feel free. Nothing's trademarked or copyrighted. You're not going to go to jail. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and also just to get across a little bit the strategy and the approach I used was basically make it easy on yourself and have fun. So that's what I use. If you remember nothing else later on, steal all these other ideas, but make it easy on yourself and have fun. So really quickly, here I go, because it was 20 minutes down into what I got about 5 or 6 now. So how did I put it on? So how I put it on, I got the momentum of putting on 3 things. One is I had a sugar tooth. So what I used to do is chocolate bars. I love chocolate bars. I was eating chocolate bars all the time. My favorite day was Halloween, because I always bought more chocolate bars than the kids would eat. I was taking my kids' chocolate bars. I would dress up in a costume to get more chocolate. So I had like about 3 or 4 chocolate bars by my bed table at night that would last me about 3 months. Second thing that got my momentum going, bad momentum in this case, is I got a salt tooth. So I would bet the chips as well. So the kids were getting chips or getting chocolate bars. I had chips and chocolate bars next to my bed table every night for about 2 months. Third one is, all of a sudden I just started things where I wasn't liking, life was starting to get a little bit tough on me. I wasn't liking Mondays. So what I decided to do was get into my comfort zone. What do you do in your comfort zone? You eat comfort food. So I started eating comfort food. I could eat an hour at a food court. That's how much I was bringing into my body. And then all of a sudden it's like Monday's coming up, and I don't like Mondays, so I'm going to start getting into comfort booze. So then I start drinking a couple of beers on Sunday because Monday's coming up. Saturday I'm drinking a couple of glasses of wine because Monday's coming up. Then I got to a point on Wednesdays I'm drinking a couple of bottles of wine because Monday's coming up. Guess what? Munchies, bringing in all the sugar. And I'll tell you something, you're not in the mood to do too much working out when you're drinking all the time and eating all the time. And you start getting pretty depressed. So what happened? I put on 100 pounds. So I put on 100 pounds of weight. I was on Crestor because my cholesterol levels were both out of whack. I was pre-diabetic. I was going to go on medication. I was functional alcoholic, and I was feeling pretty depressed and got to a point where I was clinically depressed. So for 15 years of my life, I was obese or overweight. So how did I stop it? What was the catalyst that turned it around? For me, it was my mirror, the mirror in my bedroom. I look in the mirror in my bedroom every day and I'd see this, like, oh God, you are a mess. And I just said, well, you know what? You tried losing weight in the past, the whole bit. Nothing worked. Like, get on with it. Life's, it's a bitch. Like, just get moving. And then one day I looked in the mirror and I just looked at the guy and I said, hold on a second. You are going to die. Your dad had a heart attack. Your grandfather died of a heart attack. You are going to die within 3 years. You are going to die. You're going to leave your 2 beautiful children without a father. And it was right then that I decided, you know what? I'm going to turn this around. And right after I did that, I said, you know what? I'm sick of giving up on life, so I'm going to start doing something, and that's when I decided to do it. But you know what? I'm going to do it in a way that makes sense. So I used to like to rollerblade. I'm going to go down and get my rollerblades. I went down and got my rollerblades. I dusted them off. The next day I put them on. Then after that I went around the block. Then the next day I went around the block twice. Thinking, wow, this is kind of interesting. This is kind of fun. I'm going to go get my bike. I'm going to roll up I'm going to pump up my tires. I didn't have a bike, so I had to go buy a bike. So I bought a bike, so I did my bike. Next thing I could go to the gym, so I joined a gym. I went to the gym 1 month later. Then I went to the gym again. But I just started getting into this routine, and then next thing you know, instead of 4 chocolate bars, I'm gonna have 3, and then 2, and then I'm gonna try a salad. You know what? Vegetables actually taste good. So all of a sudden, I'm exercising, I'm moving, I'm eating well, and then guess what happens? One of my colleagues that we work pulls me aside and says, Dave, like, don't take this personally, but my God, you gotta buy some clothes. So I went back and looked at my mirror, and I had gone from an extra large to a medium. When the momentum kicked in, I started losing a pound every week. I didn't even realize it. So I went out, we're in Montreal, so there's 4 seasons, so 4 seasons worth of clothes. Oh God. I'm still paying for my credit cards right now. But here I was in the best shape of my life, and it was rubbing off on my kids. I was a mentor for my kids. My son comes up to me, hey, Dad, what are you doing? There's like 50% of our salt intake for the day. Put that back, what are you doing? And then I got my blog readers, I've got my clients, people come in and say, Dave, I read your blog, like, that's fantastic. Like, you've inspired me to get going as well. So what did I learn from this? You know, it wasn't about the weight. I wish I'd called the blog something else. It was about changing a lifestyle to live it healthier. And really the approach was like, make it easy on yourself. You don't need to go on the diets, you don't need the trainers, you don't need all this other stuff, you don't need the pain, no gain. I didn't sweat. I walked most of the time and rollerbladed. So my thing to do is, if you'd like to get healthy or something, think of something that you can actually do, but make it fun. Thank you.